Accountability. Is there anything, anyone, any source that holds us accountable? Yeah, I'm not sure. But do we need anything to hold us accountable? And accountable for what? Our actions, our deeds, our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions? What are we being judged on? What should we be held accountable for? Well, everybody has this perception of what their morality is. Maybe that's what holds people accountable. Morality. Well, everybody has a perception of what their fears are. Maybe that's what holds people accountable. Their fears. Well, everybody has a perception about whether there is or isn't a higher source that holds us all accountable. But then the debate is about free will and whether that higher source gives us free will. Does that hold us accountable? Accountability. What holds us accountable? In actuality, really nothing. You know, our brains, or whatever you like to call that thing inside of our skull, well, it sits in a dark, dark place. And it's only a sensory object. It gives us sight, gives us smell, gives us taste, gives us all these perceptions that we have to form our reality around. But it sits in a dark space. And it's our connection to everything. So we don't really know what makes us, what gives us accountability. It's our perception of the way we see things to give us accountability. Who are you held accountable to? Well, here, men determine what is and isn't accountability. Because if I do something that's against the quote-unquote law, then I'm held accountable. So, humans determine accountability. What if you're not human? Then who determines accountability for you? Should it be the humans because you belong on a planet, the vast majority of them being human? Or should your accountability come from creatures who are non-human, who also inhabit the planet? Accountability. Who determines accountability? Really, ultimately, the source, the being, the individual, the person. They determine their own accountability. And what is their accountability to? Source, themselves, their individuality. So see, everybody out here passing judgment, telling people to be accountable to this and accountable to that. Well, isn't that their perception that they're trying to make you accountable to? Isn't that their reality they're trying to make you accountable to? Well, I told you the job started at 10 o'clock a.m. and you came in at 10:30 a.m. You're not accountable to when you should be at work. Wait a minute. That's your schedule. That's not my schedule. See, accountability is tricky. And it's one of those things that's still up in the air. And we still debate all the time about. Nobody likes to admit that there's a debate about accountability, because that would quash the argument about there being a standard for accountability. No, we don't say the word accountability. We just always know that that's the underpinning. Accountability. Who's accountable to the purple owl? And is the purple owl accountable to anything? Yeah, ultimately I am. To source, to oneness, my individual self. Not anything that men create. Because, things that men create don't end up turning out well.